around. Okay, next question. Was the recipe like, was it sparked by a previous recipe, or did she just come up with it on her own?
She invented it by herself. She had the fig preserves, and she tried to think of what she could make with the fig preserves, and that was the start of the recipe.
Mm-hmm. Did it take her a while to perfect it? Do you know?
Oh no, she was an excellent cook, and the first time she made it, it was the same, and it was great. And she uses.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can say something.
She got the recipe from Claire. Claire had somebody did it in Beaumont. She had a friend or something. Claire gave her the recipe.
I never heard that.
I heard it.
Okay. If you think so. All right. She uses fig preserves in the preserve part, apricot preserves, and she uses a quart of figs, 10 ounces bottle of apricots, and a 10-ounce bottle of any other preserve like strawberry, peach, or pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses maraschino cherries, white raisins, grated lemon whole. She
Mm-hmm.
grates the skin and the lemon, squeezes the lemon, and then she mixes it up. And if it's too thin, she puts some breadcrumbs in it to thicken it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know, is the recipe, is strudel, like, was it a thing that, like, was it a recipe that came from Poland? Like, how did she know what it was, or what was it?
It was something, I mean, she was a very good baker.
Mm-hmm.
She loved to bake, and she, didn't work, and she stayed at home, and she was always baking and cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And so she decided, as Grandpa says, that my sister gave her the recipe, which I don't know. I mean, I don't have any proof of that. But I found a similar recipe in a cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that maybe that's so. But she always, perfected it to what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She, the dough, you don't need to know what's in the dough. What was the question again? Did she bring it from Europe? No, she didn't bring it from Europe. Everything she did, she learned from here.
Oh, really?
Galveston.
She didn't learn it from her mom or anything?
No, they didn't have fig trees in Europe. And the figs is the base of this recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is.
Did she love figs or something, or?
Well, no, she planted 2 fig trees in her yard.
Is that what? And so that's why you always plant them.
I said in here that when I got married, she told me you must plant 2 fig trees in your backyard, which I did. And then when we moved to Lemac, I planted 2 more fig trees. And I mean, it was, she wouldn't let me go without planting fig trees. 2 of them.
Did you tell her that the fig tree, figs at the base, but you mix it with other preserves?
Yeah.
I just got through
Yeah.
telling.
Okay, I was busy then.
Oh,
Hear that.
okay. Okay.
So figs.
So it was a recipe that she created.
Mhm.
She also had other recipes that she created.
Apple,
She made
cherry
cherry apple pie, and she made cream pies. She made a
I've
cream
never
pie
had
that she
those.
put pineapple in, or she put I forget what the others. She added some chocolate mixture in, and she was very creative. And her challahs were to die from, and she made those in a big pan, and she made them in squares like this. They were this
Do you
thick,
still have the recipe?
and I don't think so. I don't think so. And I got Peggy Sammett's recipe, which is very good. So anyway, so she made them in these big squares, and pan. And this is also what she took to meetings, and they had a raffle for the Havas. So she she was famous for those two things to take to the
The
meetings.
Hadassah meeting.
Well, whatever. It's
So she made them often when you were growing up? She made strudel often?
I think we pretty much had strudel in the house whenever we needed. I don't know that she froze it, like I do, but she might have. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know whether she had a freezer. I think she did.
In the garage, she had a freezer. Didn't she have a freezer
She had a
in the garage?
refrigerator in the garage.
Was it a refrigerator?
That's where she kept all the figs.
It's okay. Have you like changed the recipe at all over time? No.
I do it exactly the way she.
And how did you get the recipe from her?
Well, that's another story. She was coming in to stay with us when we lived on Lemack. And I had told her that I would like to bake some strudel. Would she, make it up and teach me how to make it? She says, sure.
Was this the first time you had ever thought of making it?
Yeah.
You had never baked it with her, like as a kid or anything?
No, never. I mean,
She didn't have a recipe.
She
Everything
didn't,
was in her
yeah,
head.
everything was in
And
her
never
head.
measured. She never measured.
She never measured. Well, I was coming to that, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't give me a chance. My neighbor next door, Paula Hammond, was interested in learning how to make strudel. So she came over and we went through the business. The day before she mixed the preserves, and I saw how she did that. And then she got the stuff. Well, she I think did the flour and everything while I was there the next day.
Mhm.
We spent a whole day that day. But anyway, she says, okay, I need a sifty of flour. I said, Mom, a sifty of flour, how much is that? I need to know the amount. She says, well, I don't know. She says, a sifty. So a sifty to her was a sifter. These sifters that you go by hand. Okay. So I got her a sifty,
Mm-hmm.
put it in a pan, and I started pouring the flour. Gradually, and I said, is that enough? No, a little bit more. Is that enough? No, a little bit more. And we kept going on till she decided it was right enough in the sifty. So we stopped. And I took the sifty over and I measured the flour that she had in
Mhm.
there. So I had 5 cups. So that's how I came to where I used 5 cups of flour. Then we went to the sugar. The sugar, she said, a cup of sugar. Well, thank God that was then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. She told me 1 teaspoon of salt and 4 eggs. And you beat them up. And you add about 2/3 of a cup of warm water before putting it in the dough. In the flour. Okay. Then going back to the preserves, I told you a 10-ounce, a half a cup of cut maraschinos.
Mhm.
I didn't tell you that, did I?
Yeah, you said
I did.
maraschino.
Okay, well, how I got to a half a cup, I had some cherries. I got the maraschino cherries, and this time I was smart. I put a measuring cup down on the table, and I started cutting, and I'm cutting them in little pieces, and you saw the pieces.
Mhm.
You could already tell them. And so when she told me to stop, that's enough, it was a half a cup of maraschino cherries.
Oh my god.
So then we made the, we said Paula and I were there.
So
and
she
we
has
watched-
the recipe now?
Huh?
Sh-
Yeah,
Mrs.
Paula,
Hammond has the recipe?
Paula has the recipe.
Did she make it ever?
She made it one time with tomato paste or tomato
What?
sauce, Paula.
She tried to manipulate the recipe?
I don't know. It was very difficult. She found out it was a big job, and I don't know if she's ever tried it again. But of course I did, and
Now you're the master. Does any of your other siblings know how to make it? Or do they know how to make it? Did they learn?
no,
Nope.
they're all too busy. It's a big job. It's a,
Mhm.
like a 2-day job. And nobody was interested. I think Claire made it. My
Claire.
sister Claire
Because
made
she
it.
had the recipe.
Yeah, I gave her the recipe. And
So, she didn't tell her, when you do the layers of preserves on the flour, on the sheets, you do it very thin.
Mhm.
well,
Very,
she's
very
not
thin.
giving this to make, for somebody to make it because she's not going to give out the
Because you
recipe.
put the preserve very thinly.
Mhm.
That's my job.
How often?
Remember, Allison was doing it.
I know, I did it one time.
We did it
Okay.
together.
Okay.
How often did you make it when my mom was growing up? Did you make it a lot?
I pretty much, I think, I used to keep pretty
Yeah.
much strudel in the house
We had
and
an
freeze it.
occasion to make it. We
Yeah.
make a lot of it and freeze it.
Now
Right.
it's like you make
So
it for
it lasts
special
on occasion.
occasions.
I
like-
just
Yeah.
make it for special occasions, and I make a lot of it
And we would
and
freeze it.
Mhm.
like for bar mitzvahs
Yep.
and for everybody's bat mitzvah, everybody's bar mitzvah. And one time I made it at the synagogue for Evan's bar mitzvah, and that was a disaster. I mean, it came out fine, but they charged me an arm and a leg for use of the synagogue and the lady that washed the pans. And
Oh God.
but anyway, that's in the
All
past.
in the past.
Yeah. And we put it in the goodie bags for every bar and bat mitzvah because it's, we have people that are kosher and that come for the party, for the bar mitzvah. And so we don't want to put something that's non-kosher in there
Mhm.
so that they can eat it. But it really is not. No, wait a minute. I make it here, so it's
Yeah,
really.
it's a kosher.
If they're ultra kosher, they know they can eat it.
Yeah. Any other historical facts that you can think of about the strudel, or anything important? Any other important facts?
You're gonna have to carry on the tradition and bake it.
I will.
Right. My one granddaughter knows how to bake it.
And Hershey
No
would
more
help
than
you.
one.
Who?
Me and Rebecca.
Okay, well, I was going to say Rebecca and you.
You and
haven't-
Rebecca gotta carry on. the
Rebecca has
tradition.
made it. You haven't baked it.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I'll come help you. I'm experienced.
She did it all by herself while I was in the hospital. And she walked from the house to the Methodist hospital to bring me a box of strudel that she made.
It was pretty good, but it wasn't like,
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
the dough was too thick.
Well, and she didn't put enough preserves, enough. But, I mean, it was first time, so,
Hershey didn't help at all.
the first time we did it, I did it at your house.
First time ever.
Well, that Rebecca
Oh.
learned. Yeah.
Did you do it did you need your mom for the next time that you did it, or?
her sheet.
No, I did it all by myself.
Was she critical of your recipe when you made it?
Excuse me.
I don't know about her, but I'm telling
Can we
you,
leave? Can
yeah,
we leave?
you can leave. I don't know about her being critical, but she, everybody that I had given a piece of strudel to that used to live in Galveston, they tell me that my strudel is better than my mother's.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe because you have the actual recipe written down.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Her strudel was good, but they say, you know, mine is, I guess I just kind of perfected it.
Mhm.
You know, with the recipe. I mean, every time she'd do a sifty of flour, maybe it wasn't as much or too good. You know, so,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm, you know, pretty
Precise.
precise. That's right.
Yeah. And do you like making it?
I
Do you
love
still
to
like
make
it?
I still
You
love.
haven't gotten sick of it?
Oh no, but my health is preventing me from doing it. It's just too hard. It's a very difficult, time consuming. Well, you know, you were
Mhm.
here, and it just very time consuming.
Mhm.
You might want to tell her that one time when Grandpa had surgery, and he couldn't be. He's my helper, and he couldn't be my helper, so we had a sitter that was a sitter for Grandpa, and I asked you if you would come over and help us.
Mhm.
And you came over and helped us, and Grandpa sat on a stool giving you directions. Oh, it's 1:30. To be at home.
And then, it's okay. Wait, so what? What were you saying?
That
Grandpa sat on a stool.
he sat on a stool and supervised you and the sitter to make sure y'all were doing a good job. And
The
you
sitter-
ended up doing an excellent job.
And the sitter never wanted to come
Hey.
back. She
No, she was happy to help.
she got to experience.
But I haven't heard from her since she left here. She was going to take me out to lunch. She was going to.
We scared her away.
Yeah.
Okay. This is I think I have everything.